Hey guys, Genevieve here to talk about our upcoming new moon or full moon, I'm sorry, in the sign of Gemini. This is going to be Sunday the 15th, early in the morning, right after 4 a.m. Eastern Time. Before I do that, I wanted to clear up some housekeeping because since my videos have been running a bit long lately, I wanted to make sure I get some of that stuff in the beginning of the video. So, in case you missed it, yes, starting January, I am 100% just essentially Genevieve. I will not be working at the chiropractor any longer. And I just want to say, I will miss everyone that I worked with. I will miss all of the patients that I've met and gotten to know over the last 4.5 years, almost 5 years. And it's been a great experience, but my passion, my heart is really in my business, and I need to just focus on that. So I'm super excited about that. And all of my oil blends have been at Stone and Sage in downtown Milford. I also initially, when they first opened, was teaching astrology classes out of there. I created a website at the beginning of this year, and it has been a great place to highlight my products and my services. But I'm going to be changing the host of that website and adding and completely redoing it, and then uploading my astrology classes on that a new website platform. Hopefully that will be all done by mid to the end of January. But in the meantime, I am still, of course, have my oil blend sale going on. All of my oil blends. I have a lot more. I'm always creating new ones all the time. And as you know, you contact me, and if you don't like anything that I have currently in stock, I'll create one custom for you. That's why they're custom oil blends. They are not just, something you can buy at any other store. These are mine and mine alone that I created. But I personalize them. So for whatever your ailment need, in combination with your astrological makeup, we put something together that's going to help you out. All right. So that oil blend sale is going on through the end of the month, though. Buy one, get one half off. Also, my candle blends, or my candles that I recently started making. I wanted to show you the few that I have left here. So I have Deep Pockets, which is my best-selling money and opportunity manifestation blend. It's really worked for me, and the people that I know that have used it said it has worked for them as well. So it draws money to you or opportunities. I have my Nervous Nelly, which is my best-selling Virgo blend. I have Grief and Mourning. So this is a really great blend to help with those emotions, to help kind of just help you get through all of that. And Salty Semen, which was my a beard oil, which I still make, or a cologne/perfume oil that I put in a candle scent because everyone really loves this scent. I also have a mystery scent, and I can basically tell you it smells great, but it is a combination of several of my other oil blend candles that I made and just the overflow of the wax here. So it's hard to describe what the scent is because it's a combination of several. All right, so these are $5, by the way. They will probably always be $5 because they're in this small 4-ounce tin. Right now, you can get them for just $3 with any oil blend as well. All right. Now that's all taken care of, let's get into our full Gemini moon, which is going to be occurring, like I said, early Sunday morning. So, sipping some tea, a little chilly here in my office this afternoon. All right, so here we go. So, full moon in Gemini. Well, we already know what Gemini energy is. Oh, and by the way, my full Gemini moon oil blend is called Lucky Stars because this time of the year is when we see the North Star. We see a lot of the stars in the sky very clear, very bright because at least here on the East Coast, it's usually very dry. And so the, sky is clear. There isn't usually a lot of precipitation and cloudiness. And I don't know about you, but my favorite time of year is stargazing, to seeing all the constellations, is really fall through spring. Once the late spring and summer humidity kicks up, it's not as pleasant to sit outside. And also there's a lot of stuff in the atmosphere blocking our view. All right. All right. Now, I started getting into this, but again, full and new moons are not usually recommended for any type of surgery. This full moon in particular highlights the areas of your body it's associated with: shoulders, arms, hands, respiratory system, lungs, and sensory and motor nerves, okay? This full moon, there are 9 aspects in fire signs, 10 in air, 1 in earth, and 7 in water. So this isn't really going to feel too heavy with too much earth in this. This is 10 in air. This is going to feel light and airy, which Gemini is an air sign, with 9 in fire. And again, fire and air, they complement each other. They're both masculine signs, and you know, they work together, right? And 7 in water, though, so there is going to be quite a bit of emotion involved in this. Water is the element of emotion, feelings. So we have, again, the sun is still in Sagittarius. This is going to put our focus on resources at this time. A strong desire for financial independence, and there's a lot of optimistic energy in the air. Now, the sun is opposite the moon. Of course, that's what that is what a full moon is, when the sun and the moon are opposite one another. So this could bring conflicts between close family members, parents and children, or members of the opposite sex. All right, so be on the lookout for that. We also have the sun opposite Jupiter, which this is going to highlight travel, again, influence and highlight, led to the optimistic spirit, involvement in clubs, some of which could be a little bit sketchy though, and some sketchy activities, okay? The sun is square Neptune. Neptune is in Pisces right now. So this highlights the tendency for self-sacrifice. Watch out. Some people at this time could feel easily used and cheated. And you want to make sure you avoid substances to solve your problems at this time. Okay. So now we have the moon in Gemini. So this is a time, this is going to highlight and bring an emphasis to consolidating gains, okay? Expansion. These are also kind of like keywords for this energy. Analyze, prepare, and trust, okay? So you want to consolidate anything that you have gained over the last moon cycles. You want to focus on expansion, expanding ideas, analyzing facts, preparing for what's coming next, and trust that you're doing the right thing, okay? There's definitely a highlight for the need for change, for spontaneity, and to share, be talkative, and share your feelings with others. Very chatty, social energy. Also, though, thrifty. So a lot of us at this time, we're doing last minute holiday shopping. We're trying to be thrifty at the same time we're taking care of everybody that we want to. There is a humanitarian energy to this, so a highlight on humanitarian movements and following social trends. Also, this energy highlights inheritance, and also possible for some to have luck or at least attempting to get money from others in an unscrupulous way. Okay, so be on the lookout for people who are doing that. And again, we've talked about this before. The holidays always brings out the best, but also the very disgusting and worst in humanity. So the moon is conjunct to Jupiter at this time. So this is going to lend to that generosity and wanting to host, being good hosts. It actually can, highlights people that want to study and live abroad. But it also kind of brings a demanding nature, liking luxury too much, being a little bit selfish when promoting your own self-interest. So kind of, if that you have that tendency, kind of try to dial it back a little bit. The moon is square Neptune, so this is going to lead to a little bit of confusion and chaotic energy, maybe some unrealistic desires, and also for some people, some of us might have difficulty coping with the depths of all of humanity's good and bad. Again, the dichotomy of the nature of good versus evil, the goodness in people versus their darker side, right? Not all of us want to accept that both exist, and it can be very difficult to deal with at times, right? So next up, we have Mercury in Sagittarius. So again, this is going to emphasize travel, language and philosophy, new connections. Try to be adaptable at this time, and also is going to lend to the chatty, talkative nature and a desire to want to learn new things, throw yourself into new things to learn. Venus is in Aquarius at this time. So Venus in the sign of Aquarius actually brings balance and brings wisdom. It also highlights and kind of supports communication and educating others. And it is trine Mars in Leo, which is going to lead to people acting and thinking fast, doing research, and trying to bring like some practical knowledge to maybe some bizarre things, okay? So with Venus in Aquarius, again, this sign, Venus, is the planet of love, romance. In Aquarius is kind of going to bring an experimental nature to relationships, very easygoing, allowing others to be themselves, but also can be a little shocking, disturbing, and have a weird style. Okay. In this sign, Venus is great at socialization and really being friends with the romantic partners, but to some they can feel a little bit too impersonal or distant for really close relationships. Definitely highlights some intellectual interest in art and culture, and there's really no pressure on others, or expectations of others either. So because they're so, the energy is so laid back and easygoing, it's like, don't pressure me, I won't pressure you kind of thing. And also, this is a good aspect to help reach a compromise, and also to be very socially active. All right. So we all want that at this time. Probably, again, not a good time, especially if you're a person that wants someone who's a little bit more demonstrative, a little bit more loyal, maybe. Someone who doesn't have multiple interests in multiple people. You might want to not try to get in a relationship during this phase, because that's not what this energy is about. This is definitely about more friendly and flirty and freedom loving, loose connected romantic partnerships. Okay. So Mercury again is in Sagittarius, and it is Venus is sextile Mercury in Sagittarius. And it's also opposite Mars in Leo. So this can bring a little bit of people being easily offended, some unbalanced emotions. Also be on the lookout for some friends turning into enemies. There's also an impulsive nature highlighted with this, and also kind of the tendency to demand the impossible from partners, all right? So think about what it is you're asking, and whether it's a romantic partner, whether it's a friend, whether it's a family member over the holidays. Demanding of people is not going to get you what you want. If anything, it's going to push them farther away from you, okay? We also have Venus trine Jupiter. So this is, again, going to help us adapt to social trends, fashion, and the hospitality, generosity is definitely highlighted with this. And it's also a good aspect to be helpful in certain legal disputes, all right? So now moving on, we have Mars in Leo. It's retrograde. Okay, so this is going to lend to a fearless and independent nature, responsible, a sense of honor, but also a little bit of drama attached to that. This is a good aspect to help you gain new knowledge. Also strongly, people like this aspect leads to strongly advocating for your own opinions. It also can unfortunately bring a little bit impatient and angry energy if whatever your pursuits are not successful at this time. So my best advice for that is just kind of chill a little bit. It's the holidays. You don't have to drive full forward all the time. You might be trying to wrap up some loose ends, whether they business, professional goals, or whatever, by the end of the year. But also, just if it's not the right time, it's not the right time. Okay. What else do we have? Yeah, so again, that kind of don't be angry. Like, just kind of learn from whatever isn't working. And that's, being the sharp, inquisitive mind. So, we talked about Mars and Mercury trine. We also, yeah, we did that. I'm sorry. Yeah. And Mercury, opposite Venus. We talked about that. It's also opposite Pluto in Aquarius. So Mars in Leo right now is opposite Pluto in Aquarius. This is going to lend a little bit of stubborn nature, hurt feelings with the sharp judgment. We kind of highlighted this energy before. Also highlighting a big life change and can lead to some challenging energy, okay? Again, not all this is all good or all bad. I'm just giving you the energy outlook and just so you can kind of know what to prepare for. So you're probably already starting to feel some of this energy because the energy of the full moon, like I said, is a couple of days before and during and after, right? So then let's see. Jupiter's, we got that. Yep. Jupiter's in Gemini in 8th, and again, it is retrograde. So this is going to highlight financial matters through that, especially financial matters as they pertain through marriage, partnership, inheritance. This energy, this aspect lends to an ability to handle money well, especially other people's money and investments, okay? Or earn money from what others bring to the table, or even for some people, for what other people consider to be unprofitable ventures, okay? Jupiter is actually square this or opposite the sun. Or that, yeah. We already talked about this. It's trine Venus. It's square Saturn. So Jupiter is square Saturn in Pisces. So this is the kind of the same energy of the contradictory possibilities. We talked about this before, and risk versus opportunity, and finding a compromise, finding the right way to kind of to go for what you want. Like, your opportunity is there. How much of a risk are you willing to take? Like, figuring it out. All right. And again, Saturn is in Pisces. So this is going to bring a lot of responsibilities into your home and family matters. It brings a sense of discipline. Saturn in this placement does not like change, okay? And there is a real fear of anything that's new and unknown. So this is an energy that really wants to see you working hard to be secure for old age, putting down roots, kind of and stuck and remained in the past and the old way of doing things. But you need to you need some upheaval in your environment, because that can bring about long-lasting happiness. Okay, so all of us can be stuck kind of in the past, or our traditions, or the way things used to be, and sometimes, yes, that comes with age. So think of Saturn in Pisces as really the old man, grumpy old man, doesn't want to change, doesn't like the fact that, technology is the way that we do things now, doesn't like, you to move the coffee pot from this corner of the counter to that corner of the counter, likes everything the way that it's always been, just because that's the way that it always has been. Time to shake it up. Okay. So now Saturn is square Jupiter in Gemini. We talked about that. And now Uranus is still in Taurus, and it's still retrograde. Okay, so this is again that unstable energy of Uranus. Instability and change to home environment, marriage and partnerships are definitely possible during this. There can be a marriage or a divorce, very unexpected, very quick. There's an independent nature to this that makes it difficult for long-term relationships to be maintained. So the way to work with this, though, is you need to be able to overcome these unexpected disruptions, learn to be a little adaptable to them, to maintain good relationships with other people. So this energy at this time does bring a lot of disruption, but the key for all of us, and some of us have a harder time than others, is just staying flexible and going with the flow to be able to just overcome. You might not always see these challenges coming, but you want to keep your relationships going in a positive light with other people. You need to find ways to change and adapt to this. We have, let's see, Neptune in Pisces. in the fifth house. So this is also highlighting romantic relationships and creativity and children highlighted. All right, it's holidays, right? This also gives the notion or to walk in someone's shoes kind of thing. You definitely need to kind of step outside of yourself and realize like your pity party, like just look around. It might not be as bad as you really think that it is. This also lends to some theatrical drama, theatrics imagination, but that also can lead to some embarrassment and confusion. Children like at this time need some extra special attention. And if you're a parent of certain special children like that, you might not be getting the recognition you deserve for actually handling that behavior. So here I am telling you, I see a good job. So this is actually sextile Pluto in Aquarius. So again, highlighting the long-lasting peace-building attitudes. And then finally, Pluto in Aquarius. So this is going to lend to interruptions in education and family events in childhood. So it highlights that. But because of that, there's a lot of deep thinkers, strong controversial opinions. Like they're easily to express those opinions, not always. So you have a choice, like you express your opinions or you stay quiet about it, right? And a lot of times with this energy, and again, this is a generational energy, there is a hard time discerning when is the right time to do which. It's good to be able to talk about things, but sometimes you need to just be quiet and listen. But it also highlights studying and learning, like nonetheless, like just keep studying, keep learning, keep adapting, keep moving forward. So, and again, we talked about this is opposite Mars, it is trine Uranus, and it is sextile Neptune. So here we are 20 minutes later, guys. Again, sorry, not sorry. It is kind of long, but I mean, normally something like this, it takes me about twice as long at least to put together all this information. So it's a lot. And as we've talked about before as well, your astrology is not just your sun sign. It's not just saying what your horoscope for the day is. I mean, horoscopes are fun. I look at mine too, just for, again, an overall energy, kind of what to expect for the day. I actually check like 3 or 4 different sources because they're all different, because it's just someone's interpretation of what could be possible for the day because of where the planets are in. So an astrology reading is different than a horoscope. All right. And so that's what you get if you take my classes once I get them back online. And of course, always, as always, private message me or email me with any questions. If you want an astrological chart done, a compatibility chart, whether it's for a romantic relationship, family relationship, maybe office, career relationship, message me. I do those. But my personal consultations, and again, I'll try to sum this up. When you come to my home, most people say, well, they are having an issue with XYZ. They want an astrology reading and or a candle blend or an oil blend and or maybe a little bit of tarot involved. And I will do all of those. I do use them all together. So you will come into my home ideally, and sometimes I will go to you, and we will sit for minimum 30 minutes, sometimes an hour, sometimes a little bit longer if it takes that long. I can do a quick little overview of your astrological chart just to kind of highlight areas of your personality and your life trajectory and see what it is, what the issue is that you're working with and how to overcome that. My oil blends can help with that just for your emotional, physical well-being. And the tarot also kind of reinforces just kind of answering some questions that you might have to clear up any kind of unknowns, any kind of gray areas. Okay. I used to do read palms. I sort of kind of can, but I like to not use just one tool when I do my consultations. I like to use everything in combination and in tandem because using them all together kind of gives a much clearer picture than any one tool will. Okay. Plus, I'm pretty intuitive. I definitely have a third eye. I definitely have an intuition about me that has saved my ass numerous times throughout my life, and has also warned me of things that I've tried to warn other people of, and I come across as crazy. So can't, I guess, really blame them for that. But hindsight, guys, 2020 and all that. Anyway, Talk to you soon. Have a great weekend. And our next new moon will be in the sign of Capricorn. So that will be right after Christmas. So yeah, happy Christmas. Wear your yarmulkes for Hanukkah and all that good stuff. Bye.